Hello everyone. Here we will be seeing an example of bank reconciliation wherein overdraft balance is given as per bank account and as per passbook. Now let us first understand what is a overdraft balance. Okay. So usually what happens is whatever money we have in our bank, so against that we can draw our checks, then we can make other payments, we can make the payments for bank charges, and similarly whenever we receive the money, the same gets credited in our bank account. That is the bank account as per the bank, that is bank statement or passbook, usually shows a credit balance. Okay, and bank account in our books will show a debit balance. Now what is overdraft? Overdraft is a facility. It's a kind of temporary loan which is given by the bank to the organization or company. So what happens in the overdraft is we get some loan. For example, say we get a loan of rupees 2 lakh. Okay, and suppose say we have a balance of 10,000 in our bank account. And so the total balance in the bank account will be 2,10,000. Okay, so bank will allow us to make payment to the extent of 2,10,000 even if the balance in our bank account is 10,000. Okay, and 2 lakh will be considered as a overdraft facility or loan which is given by the bank, and subsequently interest will be charged by the bank on this overdraft facility depending on how we use the account or how the amounts are withdrawn and paid. Okay, now let's go to the bank reconciliation statement. In this case we are having a bank overdraft balance. Okay, so we'll be preparing a bank reconciliation statement. So this is a format of the bank reconciliation statement as on 31st December 2001. Okay, now we'll go one by one. We'll see each transactions one by one. Now transaction number 1, bank overdraft. In bracket it's given credit balance as per bank account in the books as on 31st December 2001 is 2,45,900. So there is a bank overdraft facility which has been given, and so the account is already overdrawn and there is a credit balance as per our books of account, that is as per our cash book, or you can say as per our bank account. Okay, and the amount of the credit balance is 2,45,900. Okay, so the first transaction will be, first we'll put this balance in our reconciliation statement. Overdraft balance as per bank account in the books. Okay, how much is that? 2,45,900. Okay, now we'll see each and every transaction one by one. Now the next transaction is transaction number 2, interest debited by bank on 26 December 2001 but no advice received from the bank, 27,870. So what has happened is bank has debited the interest on 26 December 2001 but it has not given any advice to the company or to the organization. So what has happened is this entry is not passed in our books of accounts. Okay, so let's do a working here. Okay, now we are going from our bank account to bank statement. So bank account and bank statement or passbook. Now when we are doing the working here, we have to be careful. See, the account is showing a overdraft balance as per bank account. So in working also we will take a credit balance. Say we will take a balance of 1 lakh. Okay, and in bank statement instead of credit balance we will take a debit balance of 1 lakh. Okay, now what is a transaction? Interest debited by the bank. Okay, so on the debit side of the bank statement 27,870, but no advice has been received. So in our books we don't have any entry. So what is the net impact? In the books the balance is 1 lakh, whereas in the bank statement the balance has become 1,27,870. So what we have to do? We have to move from bank account to bank statement. So we have to add. So I'll put it here. Add interest debited by bank. How much is the amount? 27,870. Now the next entry, that is entry number 3. Check issued before 31st December 2001 but not yet presented to the bank. Okay, so let's do a working again here. So bank account and bank statement, right? So again we'll take a balance on credit side of bank account 1 lakh and debit side of bank statement 1 lakh. So check issued before 31st December. Okay, so check has been issued. So on the credit side of our bank account the amount will come as 66. The entry will be party's account debit to bank account, correct? Since the check has been issued and it has not been presented, so there is no entry in the bank statement. So what is the impact of this? The amount in our bank account has become 1,66,000, whereas in bank statement it is 1 lakh. Okay, so we have to reduce 66,000 from our bank reconciliation statement. So here I'll put it as less checks issued but not presented in the bank. Okay, and the amount is how much? 66,000. Now we'll go to the next transaction, that is transaction number 4. Transport subsidy received from the state government directly by the bank but not advised to the company. Okay, so transport subsidy is received from the state government. Okay, so what has happened is subsidy is received and bank has credited our account. Okay, so but there is no advice received by this company, so there is no entry in our books of account. Okay, so let's do the working for transaction number 4. Bank statement. Be careful in working. You have to take balance, opposite balance, that is credit balance as per bank account and as per bank statement debit balance when it is a overdraft. Okay, so now what has happened is transport subsidy has been received. So how much is the amount? 42,500. So bank has credited amount of rupees 42,500, correct? And there is no entry here in our bank account. So what has happened? It has become 1 lakh and here the balance has reduced. So what is the balance now? 1 lakh minus 42,500. So balance comes to 57,500. So we have to go from bank account to bank statement. So what we have to do? We have to reduce 42,500 in our bank reconciliation. So less. Okay. Transport subsidy received but not recorded in the books. Okay, what is the amount? 42,500. Now the next transaction. Draft deposited in the bank but not credited till 31st December 2001. Okay, so 13,500. So what has happened? One draft is demand draft, so that has been deposited in the bank. So since it's a deposit in the bank, we have the entry in our books of account, but it is not credited by the bank till 31st December 2001. So there is no entry in the bank statement. So let's prepare a working for transaction number 5. Bank account, bank statement. Okay, 1 lakh. So what is the amount? 13,500. It has been deposited in the bank. Okay, so bank account has to be debited to parties account, correct? So on the debit side of the bank account, I'll put it as 13,500. Okay, but it has not been credited by the bank, so there is no credit entry. So what is the net impact here? The balance comes to 1 lakh minus 13,500. So balance comes to 86,500, and in bank statement balance is same, that is 1 lakh, since the entry is not credited. So we have to go from bank account to bank statement. So what we have to do? We have to add 13,500. So in our bank reconciliation statement, I'll put it as add draft deposited in the bank but not yet credited. Okay, and what is the amount? 13,500. Now the next transaction. Okay, bills for collection credited by the bank till 31st December 2001, but no advice has been received by the company. So what has happened is, bills for collection, okay, they have been credited by the bank. So on the bank has credited, that is, we have received that amount in our bank account, but since no advice has been received, there is no entry in the books of account. Okay, so we'll do a working for that. Bank account, bank statement. So what has happened? The bills have been credited by the bank. What is the amount? 83,600. So on the credit side of the bank statement, you have 83,600. Okay, but there is no entry in the debit side of the bank account. So the net impact here is 1 lakh, whereas your bank statement will show an overdraft balance of 1 lakh minus 83,600. So that comes to 16,400. So we are going from bank account to bank statement, so we have to reduce 83,600. So in our bank reco, we'll write as bills for collection credited in the bank not yet entered in the cash book also, we can say. How much is the amount? 83,600. Okay, now one more transaction is left. Amount wrongly debited to the company account by the bank for which no details are available. So what has happened is amount has been wrongly debited by the bank, that is bank has wrongly debited our account for some amount for which they don't have details. So usually practically what happens in such cases, we need to intimate bank that they have wrongly debited our account. So what they will do is they will reverse that entry subsequently. So now for the purpose of bank reco, we'll consider this. Okay, bank account, bank statement. Now what has happened? It has been wrongly debited by the bank. So 7,000. But since it's a wrong entry, we will not. It is not recorded in our books of account. So what is the net impact in books of account? This is 1 lakh. This is 107,400. So plus 7,400. So in addition, we'll put it as wrong debit by the bank under verification. So bank is verifying it, and as soon as it will verify and it will understand that it's not related to our company, it will reverse that amount. That is 7,400. So that's it about all the bank statement and bank reconciliation statement. Now what we'll do is we'll add all this. So 27,870, 13,500 and 7,400. It comes to how much? 48,770. Okay, and we'll total this also. 66 plus 42,500 plus 83,600. So this comes to how much? 0, 6 plus 5, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and carry forward. So 19, 190 to 100. Since we have to reduce it, I'll put it in the bracket. Okay, now we will calculate balance as per bank statement. Okay, so 2,45,900 plus 48,770 minus 1,92,100. That gives you how much? 1,02,570. Now we had started with the overdraft balance as per our bank account. Okay, so as per bank statement also, since the amount that we are getting is positive, it's same, it will be overdraft balance as per bank statement. Okay, so we had started with a positive balance, we are getting a positive balance, so it will be overdraft balance as per bank statement. Correct. Now sometimes what happens is, say there is one more transaction. Okay, what has happened is the amount has been credited by the bank. Okay. Amount of rupees, so there is one more transaction number 8. Okay, now in this transaction amount of rupees 5 lakh is credited by the bank. Okay, but no entry in the books of account. So what has happened here is, see, bank account and bank statement. Okay, so since the amount in the transaction is 5 lakh, the balance which we will be taking for working, will take it as more than 5 lakh, let's say 6 lakh. Okay, credit and 6 lakh debit, since it's a overdraft. So what has happened, amount of rupees 5 lakh has been credited by the bank. So 5 lakh on the credit side of the bank, but no entry in the books of account. So what has happened, party must have directly credited it to your bank account through bank transfer, but since no payment advice, no advice has been received, we didn't pass the entry in our books of account. So 6 lakh, and here the balance will become 1 lakh. So what we have to do, we have to reduce 5 lakh. Correct. Now in the above example we'll include this transaction also. Okay, so what we'll do is, less amount credited by bank but not entered in books. Okay, how much is the amount? 5 lakh. Now we'll recalculate everything. Okay, let's recalculate now. Now let's recalculate. Okay, so 2,45,900 is the same, that is overdraft balance in the bank account. Then additions also, we have not made any changes, so the total in the additions will also be the same, that is 48,770. Then we'll calculate total of all this, how much it is, 66 plus 42,500 plus 83,600 plus 5 lakhs. Okay, this is a new transaction that we have included, so the amount will come to 6,92,100. Now this is, we have to reduce this, I'll put it in the bracket. Now the net balance comes to 2,45,900 plus 48,770 minus 6,92,100. So that gives us minus 3,97,430. Okay, now you can see that we had started with the positive balance. Okay, positive balance was an overdraft balance, and what balance we have got after bank reconciliation is negative. Correct. Now whenever such things happen in the bank reconciliation statement, when the balance becomes negative from positive, it's always the opposite balance. That is, now this balance is not a overdraft balance as per bank statement, it is a credit balance, that is your normal balance as per bank statement. Okay, so whenever such things happen, that when you start with a positive balance and you get a negative balance at the end, it will be the opposite balance. Okay, suppose say you start with a normal balance, that is debit balance as per your books and credit balance as per your bank statement, and then you get a negative balance, then it will be a overdraft balance. In this case, we had started with the overdraft balance as per bank account. So at the end, since we got the negative amount, it's a credit balance as per bank statement, that is a normal balance. Okay, so that's all about overdraft balance and the bank reconciliation whenever we have a overdraft balance. So this working, if you want you can do it, otherwise if you can mentally calculate, then also it's better. Okay, thank you.